Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for the Orns 10-minute take on Watford 0, Plymouth Argyle 0 at Vic, in a game that was expected to be widely open and very hotly contested. It was all Watford for much of this game. Watford really doing very well in these games under Val Ishmael, except today they did not find the back of the net. Watford were dominant and energetic, passionate, resilient, spirited, and they had the desire and the fire, but not the goals today. As I said, that is the theme of this one on the 10-minute take. Watford tried and gave you everything you could ask for today as a Watford fan, but just could not put the ball in the back of the net. It was a game that really was one you'd be proud of from a Watford perspective in terms of the performance. Everything you wanted to see was there, but the goal did not come. And you're going to get championship games like this throughout this long 46-game championship season. There'll be about 4 or 5 games like this that you will see. But one thing you've got to be very happy about today is the Watford effort. They did give you every single ounce of fire and passion and spirit and effort. And they played for the badge and they played for the shirt. And they certainly played in front of these Vicarage Road fans. The Watford faithful were served up with some never say die attacking, courtesy of Val Ishmael, who, of course, with that system, risks things at the back. And it's at the back where Watford have to nail things down. It starts with the goalkeeper, who, again, I think is very uncomfortable in this system that Watford play under Val Ishmael. And there will need to be more fine-tuning elements to the goalkeeper's game. The goalkeeper made 3 or 4 mistakes today that could have really cost Watford. And if it was not for the Orns man of the match today, who would be Wesley Hood, this could have been a very, very different ending to this game. Wesley Hood, despite the fact that Watford didn't win, did everything right, made the right tackle at the right time, had good, really good pitch vision, as he often does, with some long balls, long diagonals, finding players in the right spaces of the pitch, the right areas of the pitch, the right spaces of the pitch. He got that so correct today in every respect. And his game, in terms of dropping back, helping out, doing the defensive work that he does, and then recycling possession, calming things down. I thought he was outstanding today. And a day that Loose did not have his best game, it was Wesley Hood, I thought, who was a real game saver here for Watford. Bailed out Backman a number of times and really orchestrated some good build-up play with his long balls forward and diagonals forward. But it was Mateus Martins who was absolutely brilliant. He was electric today, and it was a shame to see him come off. But when he came off, the intensity did not come off, as it continued to ratchet up under Asprilla, getting his first minutes in the championship this season under Val. And seeing how he played, I thought he was very good, better than the play really well, picked up the right pass. But overall, it was that execution, that last bit of execution in the final third of the pitch that let us down today. We will have better days in games like this, and we will end up getting the points. We'll have days where we're not nearly as good as this, and somehow we'll get 3 points. And then we'll have days like today where we were just all over it, and we got the 0-0. Well, that is the way that things go in the championship. Plymouth are not a team to be taken lightly. I said that in the Friday Focus. Plymouth, a newly promoted side coming up as League One champions, gave a lot of mettle in this game. Even when they were second best throughout it, they made the most of their opportunities, but they too came unstuck and could not convert when it was really needed. Daniel Backman made some really good saves in this game, it must be said. And though Daniel Backman has his critics, certainly he can be thanked for making 2 or 3 really good point-blank saves in this game that kept Watford at 0-0. I thought that was a very, very important period where he made a couple of really key saves. But certainly there are some Watford fans who are airing some discontent around Daniel Backman. And listen, it's not unwarranted. Daniel Backman needs to improve on his distribution. He needs to improve on some of the more technical areas of his goalkeeping. But this is not a day to run that laundry list I think Daniel Backman, when he does get more attuned to the system, will be better at the way he's playing from out back, because the sweeper position today was not as good for him as it was last week against Queen's Park Rangers. But the Watford effort today was even better than it was against Queen's Park Rangers, because Watford played two excellent halves of football, and their energy levels never let up. That was the thing that I am so proud of. These lads committed, each and every one of them who came on the pitch, to continuing to put pressure on Plymouth. Watford had at some point, I think, had 16 or 17 or whatever shots on goal, and they had 70% possession at one point in this game. They were up in that area for the entire game pretty much, and they continued to relentlessly attack Plymouth. And that, of course, as I said earlier, gives you risk. It leaves you open at the back. And sometimes that can be a problem, and Watford need to clean that up, which I'm believing, I know that they're surely going to do that between now and the game at the Bet365 next weekend at Stoke, the first away game of the season. And then we should see the likes of Tom Ensign, we should see the likes of Jamal Lewis, but we also need to see an additional striker. One of the things I would have loved to see is Reece Healy. I would have loved to see him come on the pitch today. He was a sub. I'm wondering why Val Ishmael did not put him on the pitch. I thought he should have done that, but he didn't do that. But again, that's the way that Val played it today. I like the subs, except for taking off Martins. However, again, the energy levels was still strong even when Martins came off. I thought Martins was absolutely brilliant today. As I said, I thought these players gave you an excellent team performance today. They were lively, they were sharp. But again, the only question is right now, two questions. The goalkeeping, I certainly think we should bring in a backup goalkeeper, a new goalkeeper behind Backman. I know some Watford fans have said that Backman should leave. I've been told that from some Watford fans. But I do think that there needs to be an additional goalkeeper in the fold, because we are very thin at the goalkeeping position, and we need to be stronger at the striking position. What I would love to see is Reece Healy be given a chance to play one of these games. Start out with Reece Healy and see what happens. That is going to have to be something that the manager does. I think you'll see Reece Healy next week against Stoke, and we will see about that. But as for today against Plymouth, a side that Watford thankfully did not take lightly, a side that gave Watford some trouble in this game, had those Plymouth players finished better, they too should have scored at least a couple of goals, and especially the times when Backman gave the ball up in his own area. If it wasn't for Wesley Hood, and if it wasn't for some poor finishing by some of those Plymouth players, we could be talking, as I said earlier, a very, very different proposition indeed. But thankfully, it came to pass. No goal conceded for Watford. That's good news. Another clean sheet, 2 from 2 in the championship now with the clean sheets, and 2 good performances. This one, the best of the 2, because it was a 94-minute performance of excellence, I thought, from this side. It's just that end product that needs to be fine-tuned. Bio was busy, industrious, but he just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. He had a one-on-one. It was diverted by one of the Plymouth defenders, but I thought Bio should have scored there. He had another opportunity a couple of times, actually, previous to that, should have scored. But again, putting the ball in the back of the net is the hardest thing to do in football, and Bio doesn't lack for trying. He gives a lot of effort every game. He cares about the team. He plays as a team player. He plays people in. He tries, and he tries really, really hard. His work rate is excellent. He just does not, unfortunately, in this game, get on the score sheet for 3 from 3. But I think Bio is someone that we need to continue to look at. I know some Watford fans have expressed some disappointment in Bio, to say the least. But I think Bio, if he continues to work, will get his goals, but he's got to be able to finish these. And that, again, highlights the point I made about getting a new striker in. But Reece Healy needs to be heard from now, and he needs to be played. But today, in this game against Plymouth, Watford really played very, very well indeed. You're going to get these games. It happens. You've got to look at the bright side here. The clean sheet was there. The effort was there. The passion and the desire and the energy were there. And the mission was there. Val Ball is here, and it's here to stay. For now, Watford fans at least are seeing a much more energetic Watford, and brighter Watford, a more passionate and committed Watford, a Watford who work together as a team and who play for the shirt. And even though Watford didn't get the 3 points today, they didn't lose the game, and the clean sheet is also good. more of this kind of performance will put us, I think, in a very good place in this championship. This has been the Orns 10-minute take.